Hey there, welcome to this channel. This is our original story. Once upon a time, in a backyard somewhere, there was a small but cozy house and garden. Now, this garden wasn't anything fancy with manicured hedges or prize-winning roses. No, this garden was full of messy bushes, tangled vines, and tall trees that had been planted by hands that were no longer here to water them. But for the critters that made their homes there, it was perfect. Every morning when the sun first peeked over the fence, a loud hammering sound would echo through the garden. That was because Mr. Woodpecker was awake and looking for breakfast bugs, and he wasn't very good at being quiet. Now, normally Mrs. Calico Cat didn't mind the noise. In fact, she liked watching the busy little bird go about his day. She could always find him high up in the branches of the old oak tree, where her favorite sunning spot was. And as long as he didn't get too close, she enjoyed the warmth on her fur and the bird song in her ear. One morning, though, she had slept late, and when she finally opened her eyes, the hammering was driving her crazy. "Tap, tap, 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 tap," Mr. Woodpecker muttered to himself as he pecked at the bark. "Breakfast bug, where are you hiding?" Down below, the cat stretched and yawned, trying to ignore the sound. After a few minutes, she couldn't take it anymore. She called up to the tree. "Hey, Hammerhead, ever heard of quiet hours?" Mr. Woodpecker tilted his head and looked down at her. "Morning to you too, Fuzzytail. Sorry nature doesn't hit snooze." The cat narrowed her eyes and yawned again. "You're asking for a pounce." Then she padded silently toward the tree and started to climb. The woodpecker noticed her coming and fluttered to a higher branch. As soon as she reached that branch, he pecked at her tail. The cat swished her tail and jumped to another branch, then to another, and then another. And before she knew it, she was sliding down the tree and landing in a prickly bush. "Oh, nice try," the woodpecker called down, laughing. "You're more tumble than tiger." The cat shook herself off and glared at the tree. "I will catch you one day, Drumstick." And she padded away, back to her cozy spot on the porch. For the rest of the day, she could hear the woodpecker drumming his breakfast song. It was only an hour or so later that the cat was dozing peacefully when a loud bark made her jump. Startled, a big dog from next door had gotten loose and was charging toward the fence. The cat flattened her ears and flattened against the fence. She had never liked dogs, especially big barky ones. "Uh-oh, an incoming bark beast," she said nervously. The woodpecker happened to be nearby, and he swooped down to see what was going on. When he saw the dog, he flew over to the loose board and pecked at it. The dog, who had nearly reached the fence, stopped and whined. The board popped right out, startling the dog, who yelped and ran off. The cat watched in surprise as the woodpecker flew back to his tree and preened his feathers. After a moment, she called down to him, You helped me." The woodpecker grinned at her. "Let's just say no one messes with my favorite grumpy cat." The cat smiled back. Maybe having a noisy neighbor wasn't so bad after all? "All right, Tapper, truce?" The woodpecker hopped closer to her. "Only if you promise not to pounce before noon." The cat laughed. "Deal." And from that day on, the cat and the woodpecker became friends. Sure, the sun was sometimes too bright, and the bird song was sometimes too loud, but they learned to appreciate the friendship that had come from a little bit of noise and a whole lot of patience. The end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe for more original stories. Till next time, happy reading.